Hi there guys, welcome to Movie Lessons' first episode. What we're going to do is we're going to review over the basics of camera work and filmmaking so you can make your own movie or make your own movie better. I'm one of your hosts, James Hermley.
And I'm your host, Rob Ray. So today we're going to go over the basics of camera work. Now, before we get started, just a reminder, be patient. This isn't going to go, you're not going to watch this 5-minute blog and go, I'm the next Steven Spielberg. It's not going to happen. Next George Lucas, probably. Maybe even better. Yeah, you're definitely better than George. But what you definitely want to make sure you do is moving forward, trial and error. It takes time. Take your camera, go out and shoot anything that you're interested in. We're going to go over shot types here in a little bit. Do everything. Wide shots, close-ups, extreme close-ups. Have fun. Do things you like with it, and we're going to explain that why here in just a little bit too. And starting it off, we're going to talk about framing. This is the most important thing when you're doing anything with a camera whatsoever. The thirds rule breaks down the frame into, as you see here, thirds. You have your horizontal and you have your vertical. As you can see, whenever you shoot a frame where it's going to be someone standing in the middle or two-shot,
as you're seeing here. Now if you notice that the points are close to Rob's head, my head, and down here. Now if there was any type of conversation between Rob and either a small child or something, you could see that the conversation can still have those simple points of focus. But if I kind of readjust myself, the focus really doesn't fall the same way. You notice most of your attention is kind of drawn to Rob rather than myself.
it's because I'm beautiful. But the reality is, when you're shooting anything, make sure, as he was talking about a moment ago, you understand all the space that's involved. Because now, you have all this empty space. This is called negative space. So it's space that's not being used, and there doesn't seem to really be a reason. You anticipate something, like James coming up from over here, because you want to fill the negative space. Or maybe somebody popping out at you, or a car jumping over the hill and coming at me. There should be something going on right here, and there's not. And when there's not, it doesn't feel right. You're anticipating something, and it kind of drags the shot on and on, and oh, you're back. And on and on. And it just doesn't feel right. But now that the negative space is being filled, you've got a better feeling to it. Make sure you don't have that unless you're going to do something. Now this goes to a lot of your horror films. They use a lot of negative space. They use that anticipation that your mind's going to create that something's going to fill that area. So, if you're going to shoot a horror film, you're going to shoot a war film, if you have a moment of suspense, play around with the negative space. With this, though, you have to keep one important thing in mind, and that's going to be headroom. Headroom is simply defined as the distance between the top of the head and the frame. You don't want to have a lot of headroom. Too much headroom, it's going to look very awkward. It makes your character or your focus seem short, and you don't want them to seem short. Or if you do want them to seem short, then that's exactly how you're going to do it. With this in mind, if you have someone that's short and you don't know how to kind of adjust the heights, simple trick that Tom Cruise uses all the time. It's called an apple box. Simple box, it's going to lift you up, make you about the same height. It sits out of camera. Now all of a sudden your 5'3" action hero looks 6 foot. Go figure. But again, play around. Everybody uses things a little bit different. These are not rules. These are just basics. Just like in anything, you take the basics and you play with it and you make it your own. That's how it works. Okay, so now we're going to get into the different types of shots. You're going to have a lot of these. You'll see, if you ever get a script and you download one from the internet and you look and you see fade up or fade in, and the next thing is usually going to be extreme wide or establishing shot. This is an establishing shot. It's as far out as you can see. It establishes, here's this beautiful scene. This is the place where all the action, the magic, the horror, whatever feeling you're trying to portray, this is where it happens. Then you go into your wide shot. And this is your wide shot. So it's a little bit larger, but it starts focusing in on whoever your talent's going to be, or starts moving the audience in towards where you're going to meet all your characters. Medium shot is what you see normally with James and I. You saw at the beginning of the episode, where James and I waist up. Medium shot basically covers everything. You can have 2 people in it, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever will fit in your frame comfortably and not make it look compact. Again, unless that's what you're looking for. Then you have this, and this is going to be your close-up, where really I'm the only thing you're looking at. Me, my beautiful face, looking at you, looking at me, looking at you. looking at me. Anyway, the whole point of all this, these are the shots we want you to go out and use. But the one I didn't talk about, the most uncomfortable one I didn't talk about, the one that's used a lot in Alfred Hitchcock films, that's used a lot in different horror films, Animal Planet uses it a lot, but it's this amazing thing called the extreme close-up, where all you get to see is one strange part of everything. A lot of times people are going to use that shot, as you hear the leaves and all the crap I'm stepping on. They use that shot to instill an emotion. You see a tear fall from a Native American eye while a tree is burned in the background. But those are the main shots. Now with that, we want you to go and we want you to film whatever you're interested in. Take that, put it together, and in about 60 seconds, maybe a little bit more, maybe 60 to 90 seconds, we want you to make your own simple B-roll or background roll. We want you to take all that footage, lob it together, put it up on YouTube, hit it with a hashtag of MovieLessons or tag it to one of our video blogs, put it on the forums under the contests. We want to see what you've got. What we're going to do is we're going to take the best of that, we're going to put it on the video blog and show why we picked you. Your name's going to flash across the screen in some giant congratulatory lower thirds graphic. We're going to talk about you and how amazing you are and how much we appreciate everything you do for us. We're going to make you feel special. Regardless, there's no cash prizes. There's just a lot of fun, and it's a good chance for you to actually show everybody else your work. So that's it. That's the basics right there. There's a little bit more. Next time we're going to talk about camera movement. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth of how you mix camera movement, framing, getting from one thing to the next, and all your transitions. But for now, that's it. So again, I'm Rob Ray.
And I'm James Hermley. Thanks for watching Movie Lessons. Remember, it's all about the community and it's all about teaching you.
We'll see you guys next time.